are telling about exact criteria of appearance. They just want someone pretty, someone smart. The more criteria, the more requirements you have, the longer probably you will look for the right person. I guess all people like very beautiful people, and men, both men and women. But when it comes to usual life, to happy relationships full of love, respect and care, appearance can mean less than we think. Hello my dear subscriber. Today we discuss the topic of matchmaking process in our agency, and I want to share with you by some information from my practice, and it will be about your perfect match profile, what happens when we do it with you, and then testing the reality. So let me start with the first stage that happens when you apply to us. It's the consultation, and usually it happens after I know some basic information about you, and when I see we can help you, probably then we meet on this consultation. So while the 1 hour consultation, we talk with you about you, your life, and then we go to the part of your perfect match profile. So how it is formed? Most of all, we are concentrated on how to find out your measurable criteria of girl, such as age, marital status, and so on. Because when we use it, it's easy to understand if we find the right one according to your requirements or not. Because when we don't have exact criteria of the search, it's impossible to find someone. So we always start with measurable criteria, and this is like height, age, weight, children, occupation, and so on. Depends on your preferences. And the next part of this, and also appearance, yes, for men it means a lot, but I noticed lately that less and less men are telling about exact criteria of appearance. They just want someone pretty, someone smart, and so on. And it's good for search, because this way you get more choice, you get more variance, and hence you get more chances for success. When we discuss this perfect match profile, when we write down these measurable criteria, we go to the part of your preferences, your wishes, and here you can say whatever you want, of course, but I discuss with you what is realistic, what is not, according to our practice. So sometimes when client come to us, he says it's must have to see this trait in a woman, but when then we talk or we discuss, and it turns out it's not so much important for him. Just remember that the more criteria, the more requirements you have, the longer probably you will look for the right person. Of course, you shouldn't do some compromises with yourself and start relationships with someone you don't like enough, but at the same time, being too strict to other people and being too requiring can lead to lonely life too. And again, on this stage, sometimes clients they follow our advices, they listen to our expertise advice according to our practice, but sometimes not so much. And then I suggest these clients to test the reality, and we start searching someone for them they want, and when they don't want to make some compromises. And what happens next, and I think it's a very useful part of matchmaking process too, when you see the reality. So if the requirements of a man were too high, and he always chooses the ladies who are this type of lady who are attracted to other type of men, then in this case such client get refusals from the ladies or more often, and then we start to find someone closer to his type, more women who could be interested exactly in him, but at the same time client understand at that moment that he should look someone little bit different than he was originally aimed at. So I think it is important part of matchmaking process to show the reality too. And I know that different matchmaking agencies work in different ways, but what we do, we usually allow client to choose the ladies who he likes first, and then we talk with these ladies about him, and if they are interested, we connect them. So when the client gets refusals again and again from the women of his type, then he changes the strategy. He starts to understand that he should look someone else, someone different, maybe a little bit, and he starts to explore more options. I mean, he becomes more open to other type of girls. He gives chances to himself first of all, and to these other type of women too. And finally, there is a good loving couple. So don't hesitate to apply to us if you have some questions about the lady who could be interested in you in Ukraine, and we discuss it and we can test. But again, from according to our practice, I can say you from the very beginning who could be interested in you more, who could be interested in you less. But sometimes people prefer to do this on their own. And of course, you should test the reality constantly at your own place, at your own country. Of course, I guess all people like very beautiful people, and men, both men and women. But when it comes to usual life, to happy relationships full of love, respect, and care, appearance can mean less than we think. And maybe even English knowledge of English language won't mean so much in your relationships as much as trust and care. So when you make, even if you don't apply to matchmaking agency and you are looking for someone else on your own, don't be strict in your requirements and put down just the most important, just critical for you, and explore reality, test the reality. And of course, if you aim at some women and you don't get feedback from them, they don't get interested, then change the strategy and find someone who could be more loving to you. Please write me questions. If you have maybe you was already using other services, and share your experience, how it was. And thank you for being with us. Put a like to this video if you liked it, and subscribe our channel. Goodbye.